It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the challenges of the world. What can you do? Make change happen. Volunteer.
El voluntariado es como que es el capital social más fuerte que tiene un país.
Je peux dire qu'être volontaire, c'est une fierté pour moi.
Es un trabajo en el cual nosotros ponemos de nosotros para apoyar a gente que lo necesita.
Volunteers come from all walks of life. Some volunteer full-time, some part-time, some online. The one thing they all do is make change happen.
I think we're dreamers, so then we bring out all this energy into our work and we want to achieve great results.
Everyone can contribute their time, skills, and knowledge by volunteering, and the combined efforts can be a significant force for achieving peace and development. UNV is celebrating the participation of volunteers making a difference locally, nationally, and globally this International Volunteer Day.
Make change happen. Volunteer.
Hazte voluntario.
Volunteer.
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 Change le monde, deviens volontaire.
Go to unv.org to learn more about volunteering in your community, online or far from home.
Small farmers today face a huge list of challenges, including high energy costs, high costs of fertilizer, and climate change is making their work a lot harder.
What we do is we take animal waste, which normally is producing greenhouse gases, and we convert it into methane gas, which can be used as a renewable energy source.
So I was reading this morning that every year, 1/3 of the food we produce is wasted in bins of retailers, consumers, during transportation, or in storage. That's the equivalent to over $1 trillion of wasted food. $1 trillion. It has 12 zeros. Should the population of Earth reach 9.6 billion people by 2050, and we continue our current lifestyle, we would need 3 planets like Earth to meet our needs. But we only have one.
Products that don't harm the environment.
Many resources that prove an important role in our way of life, such as oil and coal, are running out very quickly. If we don't have those resources, our entire system for creating energy and various other things could collapse. So we need to be able to use these resources responsibly and not too much.
Our future matters.
All people should have access to clean drinking water. That is the stated goal of the United Nations. But in sub-Saharan Africa, safe drinking water is an out-of-reach luxury for 1/3 of the population. That is something the Siemens Stiftung wants to change. In Kenya, this cloudy brew is used for cooking and drinking. Diarrheal diseases are a part of everyday life and are sometimes fatal. In some countries, rivers serve as both a source of water and a sewer. Benalimo is taking on this problem. He knows it from his own experience.
I was not in a position to access safe water, as in
I experience water-related diseases like dysentery, diarrhea, vomiting.
To put an end to that, Ben Olimo is cleaning the river water in the village of Karumba in western Kenya. The process requires no additional energy once the water has been pumped into the upper tank. Gravity takes care of the rest, and the water automatically flows through the filter.
Here we have a sky hydrant model which have a small pores which only allows the clean water to get out, but the dirty impurities stacked inside the membrane. On my right hand side is the clean water that is safe for drinking.
The clean water is now available for the entire village at the Maji Safi water kiosk. The project is initiated by the Siemens Stiftung in cooperation with local partners and communities. It provides 500 families with safe water. Carolina Weimann verifies that the project in Karumba is run and monitored well. Ben Olimo's training was paid by the Siemens Stiftung. He learned how to run the kiosk, disinfect the water containers, and how to win customers. Financial planning and bookkeeping were also part of the training, so Ben Olimo can cover the costs of the kiosk.
At the beginning, we sat together with the community and thought about a price that would be both affordable and yet high enough to cover the operating costs of the kiosk.
20 liters of water cost 5 cents, a price everyone in the village can afford. Serious diarrheal diseases have become a thing of the past in Karumba, where 2,500 people now have clean drinking water.
In the villages of Niger, it is the women and girls' responsibility to seek water for their families' needs. This task has become much easier for Ayu Yau, who is now able to fetch safe drinking water from a nearby fountain that is supplied by this solar-powered pump. Ayu also heads the village water committee that manages the water system.
Our burden is a lot less because we don't have to walk for hours to collect water that's now available in the village. The water quality has improved significantly. It's now drinkable. Our children are healthier.
The solar-powered water system in Guidon Gazobi was installed by UNICEF and supplies safe drinking water to 3,010 people. It is monitored and maintained by women in the community. 64% of people in rural Niger do not have access to safe drinking water. They rely on stagnant pools of water for drinking, cleaning, and washing. As a result, waterborne diseases, lack of hygiene, and inadequate sanitation perpetuate a cycle of poverty and malnutrition in children. Now Ayu can provide a more sanitary environment for her daughter Rekia. She also has one less obstacle to overcome and may focus her attention on other income-generating activities.
Since they've had this system, their chores are less time-consuming, and reduction of the waterborne diseases has been significant.
UNICEF has so far supported the construction and rehabilitation of 44 boreholes and 28 cemented wells in Niger. The water, sanitation and hygiene program adheres to the concept that easing the lives of women and children benefits the entire community. With access to safe drinking water and improved basic sanitation, the life and health of Rekia and other children is greatly improved.
I, Maulik Behel, student of Springdale School, Dholakwan, will express about responsible consumption and production. Let's begin with some statistics. In India alone, 100 million or 10 crore trees are cut annually, and 3.5 to 7 billion around the world. Considering this fact and that 80% of the plant and animal population being in the forest, shortage of trees or rising pollution levels, we may come up with World War III. Scientists also say that we may have to leave the Earth and find another planet if we move at this pace, thus creating an imbalance between production and demand. To overcome this, I am planning to create an intuitive app to stop deforestation. But how? Simple. Any time of the day, open this app and request a van to be at your doorstep to collect the green waste, and the following will be sent to our collection camps run by community workers, followed by making of compost in infertilized and under-fertilized areas to grow more trees. I make a personal commitment to follow and would wish each one of you to do as well. As it is very well quoted by Gandhiji, be the change you wish to see in the world. I believe nature does not need us, we need nature.
Até 2030, temos que adotar estilos de vida mais sustentáveis, por exemplo, com a redução do nosso consumo e a escolha de produtos que gerem menos resíduos ou que possam ser reutilizados.
Quanto tempo dura essa lâmpada? Deve ser uns 30 mil anos.
Lâmpada, mais de 4 mil anos.
Sabia que a pilha não pode ser jogada num lixo qualquer?
Pilha, de 100 a 500 anos.
Olha só essa rede.
Plástico, mais de 100 anos.
Se uma pessoa joga isso no mar, pode prender um monte de coisa, peixe que tá nadando.
PVC, 120 anos.
Nossa, dura bastante, né?
Vidro, mais de 100 anos.
Acho que dura mais que plástico. As pessoas jogam no chão e demora muito para se decompor.
Garrafa PET, 450 anos.
E essa lata?
Lata de metal, de 300 a 500 anos.
É bem resistente. Tem que separar orgânico, plástico, metal, papel, vidro também.
Mais do que isso, precisamos refletir e mudar o nosso padrão de produção e consumo para assegurar um mundo mais sustentável.
Hi, I'm Mark Murphy, and welcome to Cuba. The people on board this ship are the first Americans to set sail from the U.S. to Cuba in more than 50 years. Join us on this historic day, bringing together the Cuban people and the American people.
And this is Havana. If you want to know what Havana is all about, you want to experience the 4 main plazas. They're all within walking distance, and they give you a look into the past history of Havana, the present day, as well as a look into the future of where this country's going. Follow me and explore it.
Havana was first established in 1514. Today, the city is home to approximately 2.5 million residents and remains much the way it was at the time of the Revolution, though construction and tourism have begun to spruce up the area. The people, 2 words, lovely and welcoming.
One of the best ways to take in the city is to rent a vintage American-made car predating the Revolution. Head out to that fortress and experience the entire city from the front seat or the back seat of one of these vintage automobiles. And you know what? You can even bring along your own music. Since 1959, when Castro assumed power, the majority of Cubans have been prevented from importing foreign cars and parts. So, for the past 55 years, the locals have played the role of Dr. Frankenstein, pulling components from old Fords, Chryslers, and Chevys, and even creating custom parts to keep those amazing vintage cars on the road. So this is a little market, and what I like about Havana is you've got tourism and you've got great historic sites, but you've got everyone just doing their own thing. And that's what's interesting about travel, to experience the people and the culture untouched. As you walk the streets of Havana, you will come across musicians of all shapes and sizes, and you may even find yourself joining in. I'm telling you, you are going to love the people here. This is not staged. This is the way it is. Our time in Havana has come to an end. As we wave goodbye, we know one thing for certain. We will be back.
Gracias, América. Gracias, América. Gracias, América.
Hi, International Volunteers Day.
Daghang salamat.
Danke Mom.
Merci. Thank you.
Kapun ka. Daghang salamat. Asante sana. Daghang salamat. Asante sana. Daghang salamat.
Asante.
Thank you.
Asante. Thank you. Asante.
Thank you. Asante.
Thank you. Asante.
Thank you. Asante.
Shifting towards sustainable consumption and production is about real change. It's about protecting our planet, using our resources more efficiently, and increasing quality of life for all. In a world of overflowing and scattered information, real change can only happen if we join forces.
My name is Senne. I'm a chemical engineer and I work as a process specialist at Presolid. As a manufacturing company, we are very concerned with ensuring responsible consumption and production. Therefore, we continuously invest in new technology that reduces our environmental impact and increases the energy efficiency of our production. Part of my job is to experiment with and measure the flow of the raw material. It helps us match the material and the product to minimize waste in the production.
We can be.
We must be the first generation to end extreme poverty.
The generation
most determined
to fight injustice and inequalities.
The generation that saves the planet from climate change.
And this is how it will get done. The global goals.
A 15-year plan
For everyone, everywhere.
with no one left behind. We will live in a world
Where nobody
Anywhere lives in extreme poverty.
where no one
goes hungry.
where no one wakes in the morning
Asking if there will be food today.
We will live in a world where no child has to die.
Diseases we know how to cure. And where proper health care
Is a lifelong right for us all.
We will live in a world
Where everyone
goes to school.
And education gives us the knowledge
and skills
For a fulfilling life.
We will live in a world where all girls and all women have equal opportunities to thrive
and be powerful
and safe.
We cannot succeed if half the world is held back.
We will live in a world
where all people can get clean water
And proper toilets at home,
at school and at work.
We will live in a world where
there's sustainable energy for everyone.
heat, light.
And power for the whole planet.
without destroying the planet.
We'll live in a world where economies prosper. And new wealth
Leads to decent jobs.
for everyone.
And we will live in a world where our industry,
our infrastructure and our
Best innovations
Are not just used to make money, but to make all our lives better.
We will live in a world where prejudices and extremes of inequality
are defeated.
Inside our countries.
And between different countries.
where people live in cities and communities
that are safe, progressive,
and support everyone who lives there.
where we replace
What we consume. Planet where we put back what we take out of the earth.
We live in a world that is decisively rolling back the threat of
climate change.
where we restore and protect the life in our oceans and seas.
will restore and protect
Life on land.
The forests,
Animals.
the earth itself.
with peace between and inside countries.
where all governments are open.
And answer to us for what they do at home and abroad.
And the justice rules.
With everyone equal before the law.
Where all countries and we their people,
Work together.
partnerships of all kinds,
to make these goals
A reality.
These are the United Nations global goals.
for sustainable development.
Let's get to work.
My name is Valerie Falk. I'm here with a group of 12 people from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and we're volunteering with Mennonite Disaster Service, helping to rebuild and provide hope for people who have sometimes lost hope through various kinds of disasters, either hurricanes or tornadoes or flooding. Here today, we drove down from Manitoba with a group of, there's 12 of us, and we're working on 3 or 4 different homes, and in this home here, we're finishing up some plumbing and some bathroom fixtures and stuff, and also working on an office and making a door from the outside into the office so that it's secure. And there is some drywalling that we're doing, some insulation, and a few other things that we're doing around here. We belong to a Mennonite Brethren church in Manitoba, and this is our 7th trip with a group from church. A few of us have done every trip, and then we have every time we have a few other people who join us, and we've gone anywhere from 12 people to 20 people that we've taken on these trips. And we've gone to California, to Alabama, to Indiana, and now New York City, and we were in New Orleans for a number of tours. For our 25th anniversary, my husband and I decided that we wanted to give back to somebody, and so we volunteered for a week in Louisiana, rebuilding some homes from Hurricane Katrina, and then we drove down together and helped work on a couple houses and a church there for a week. Our message is that get out there and do it. You can learn some new skills. It gives you a real sense of providing some positive hope for people who sometimes feel like they have no hope because they've been turned down by insurance, their house is wrecked, they have no money, and they really have no idea how they're going to sort things out and function. And with Mennonite Disaster Service, we often work with single moms, with elderly who don't have the supports in place to help them recover from some of these disasters.
My name is Colette Lambert. I'm from Herndon, Virginia.
My name is Rob Saunders.
My name is Brad Moore, and we're in Far Rockaway.
My name is Jamie Crumpler. I'm from Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
And I'm here to hopefully make a difference. I'm really simply just a neighbor helping out another neighbor.
And I'm here to work on houses that were damaged or destroyed by Hurricane Sandy.
We put in a project together, fix people's houses after Hurricane Sandy, 2 years.
It's my first trip to Long Island.
This is my second trip.
This is my fifth mission trip to do restoration work.
And I have had the privilege of helping in other areas such as New Orleans and some local projects at home as well.